Hi everybody, welcome back to Vintage Story Nomad, episode 15 with me, Sid, and we're where we left off last time. Obviously, I moved. There's a little ruin over there, and there's a ruin over there, and I think that was largely it that I could see on the map in that direction. Whether there's anything, I think that's a trader there. Let me, in fact, mark it as such. But there's a lot to be. We're currently exploring this river system. There is a library there. I know I'm not up to the library. I have marked it as a library. But we've got a massive river system to explore. We've got a mine shaft there, which again I don't feel like I'm ready for. But it's morning. We quickly slept the night off, and let's start off as we mean to go on with a little look at this ruin. Is vanilla ruin, fairly dull, fairly boring. Some red clay. Don't really worry. Are these ripe? Yes, mature sunflowers. We'll have those then. Sunflower bread is better. We're only going to get 6 out of it, but let's not be dismissive. We can also eat that while we're in the area. Really not seeing much. I really should also be more mature though. Hang on now. Let me just deal with these. That was not what I wanted. So yeah, these ruins seldom have a lot in them. That is almost indicative of something going on underneath, however. And then we've got a little bit of that going on. Probably should not have done it like that. A little bit of thing. What we got there? Forage. We'll take it. Yeah, we got a bit more experience. That's these vessels. X-Libs actually, to me, makes the vessels more useful than they were. Vessels have always been a little bit of a meh kind of proposition, and actually having skill books in them so you can up your skill progress. I don't think there's going to be anything buried under that. Means to me, I think that they are more useful. Like I say, these ruins not always the most useful thing. However, I do want to just see if there is anything hiding underground around this thing, because oh, pardon me, tickly cough. That just kind of smacks a little bit of maybe there is, there probably isn't. Some copper. I might as well have that while we're here, but are you going to give me anything? Oh, you do. Probably not the most useful, but let's just... No, come on, get me... Alright, you're just being silly, playing silly sods now, aren't you? Come on, get me in. No, that is... Oh. Is there anything hiding down here? Can't see anything at all of value? No. All right. That. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, the pipes. I suppose if you were collecting pipes, I'm not collecting pipes. Ergo, there's nothing of value. But we'll have the copper. That will at least give me something for our troubles down here, and then we'll go up and have a look at that other bigger ruin. I don't think it's massive, and so it may not have as much of use in there, but still, we're out exploring. That's the entire purpose of the Nomad series. You know, we're in this for the exploration. Right, nothing there, so let me hup. There we go. I'm not worried about a few tiny nuggets of copper, but what I do want to do is just go and drop these off so they're not cluttering my inventory. And then we can head over, we can mark that, well, we can mark you as a delete, we can mark you in red to indicate we've dealt with it, and that is just a boulder, isn't it? That's, yeah, it's these bouldery things. Dry riverbeds. Doo-ba-doo-doo-doo. Let me drop off some stuff. That can go in the actual vessel. That's got us home as well. That can go in there though. They can go in there because this thing keeps grain fresh for longer. And we might as well, I'll drop off that as well. Might as well read that. It's not. I can't remember which key. I can never remember which key it is for the ZX skills. Oh, there we go. So combat, we ended up with a point in 2, and I am going to go with Spearman to start off with, because that's my strength as a character is in spears, because I'm well, in ranged weapons, and my survival strategy lies in ranged weapons as well, insofar as don't let them get close enough to hit you. That's always seemed to me to be a particularly good survival strategy. I saw some red on that, but clearly I didn't. That is going to be that's a stair dungeon. I know what that is, and depending on how deep it goes, will be probably integral to the decision we make about whether we're going or not. Basically, if it goes down too far, we ain't going down. But they do have a lot of vessels, which makes them really good for that. But I think that is a stair dungeon. It's I'm not entirely sure which mod it is that actually puts those ones in. It's not Better Ruins, and it's not TH Essentials Dungeons, because they're the ones that you get really, really screwed over with. It's yeah, no idea. I cannot for the life of me. That's not too bad actually. Let's break that. Let's just do the vessels first, because there's usually a few about in here. Now there'll be definitely, I saw one, at least one over this way. That's a forage. Oh, another skill book. That's what we like to see. Tool could give me something useful. Another skill book. Tool wise, nothing great, but we'll have the bony. And can't help but feel there should be at least one more vessel somewhere. Forage, tool. Yeah, there should be an ore vessel somewhere. There normally is. There. And how the hell do we get to that? Now I've got a lantern in. I could do it that way, I suppose. We can grab these. Yeah, ore vessel. There you go. And another book, more importantly. So, the big question. How brave am I feeling? I mean, I'm reasonably well armoured. I don't have a shield, so that's the bit I am missing. I do have 4 spears. I can... Let's just get these in. So 50 mining, okay. Two and a half cooking. 12, what was that? Combat. 1.25 survival. So nothing appears to have gone up, which is fine. Can't have it always. Right, let's just poke our heads down, even if we don't go off into the branches. Then, as long as it's... No, don't say it. That's just tempting fate. I was going to say as long as it's not something, but I'm not going to say it, because if I say it, there will be. That something will be there. And I'm not... No. Like a shield would be really useful, I suspect. Rift activity is calm though, so that's a bonus, I suppose. Let me get some blocks on the wall, on the board, because what I probably want to do is rapidly block that. Right, that's a bit better. Now we can just check all of the things. Bone meal, simple bow, paper. Just be back by with me. They're all shouting down around the stairs. Back in a moment. Alright, quickly done those. Let's have a look at this tool vessel. There's a little bit more. Again, these areas are pretty good for vessels. I don't know whether that's a bad guy or not. Don't think it is, actually. after. That's an inactive. Seam. Ah. Oh, you hitboxes are terrible. Hate these things. I do need to update, I think, to a newer version to get the better hitboxes on this, but so far so good. Don't want those though, those will kill you quickly. Not that bothered about that. And I feel very brave. It's quite disconcerting how brave I'm being. Anything this way, just a vessel. We'll break the spikes and we'll break that, because the vessels are most likely going to have something useful in them. This is probably useful to us. I think that's the end of the road. Fortunately, this one is the one that doesn't have. Yeah, we'll take those. We can. Right, it doesn't have the oh, what's it called? The palisade blocks. Anything else we can get rid of out of this lot? This is where I start to struggle. I can read these books, of course, but we'll take that. We can head back down because I think we've kind of eliminated this branch, and we'll grab that, grab the bony, oh, grab the gear, there's a book, which I kind of like. I think the easiest way to do this is going to be to read the books, isn't it? Oh, there's one more. 6.5 into animal husbandry, okay. And another one. I know there's at least one boat torn out there though. That's not a sound you want to hear. Book. Not sure, didn't see one off of that. These are all right. I think we can safely say that that is dealt with. I think we probably need to think about a return journey, because my inventory is utterly stuffed. We'll just squeeze a little bit down this way. I'm ready to run at the sound of anything unpleasant. Poultices, Terra Preta, definitely Terra Preta. Get rid of that for the poultices. Parchment for that. If I'm going to take grass, I might as well take that. Empty. Boards. Dark mud. Brick. Nothing. Nothing. Wood. Food vessel. Which may have something worthwhile in it, or not. And I've banked that all the way up as well, haven't I? So I think we are going to leave, and we'll come back and tackle this plus the rest of this corridor, I should say, plus the other two. Once we're out, I'm going to block that one fully up. That tells me that that's done. Right, let's get up. We're not out of the woods yet, by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, not too bad so far. There's plenty of opportunity for it to get worse. Trust me on this. And it is night time, I think. Is it? Yeah, well, it's getting dark. It's not night yet, but we can head back to the campsite, drop off some stuff, clear some stuff, and at least we're back into stable land now. Rift activity is still calm, so we should be okay. That went better than I have any reason to expect. Problem is, with it being dark, I might actually relocate my camp over to, mind you, then you've got the problem that I'm not near my boat. So yeah, damned if you do, damned if I don't, really, aren't I? Let's have a look. What do we get? We've got some seeds, a bit of that, terra preta, a bit of that, some junk, some of that, more seeds, need more storage, that lot can go in there, that, keep that about us, that can go, all of that can go, all of that can go, and that. We can always bin a lot of this later. You know, we just need to, you know, put the storage down, use it accordingly. In fact, speaking of put the storage down, that's a hand basket, that's not going to help me. But we can pop you down and you can have that. And we can pop that down as well. They're all storage. Quick eat and quick sleep. Let's see what the morning brings. Back in a mo. And we're back again. Morning after. Clear inventory. I have got all the poultices. I'm probably being a bit paranoid, but you know, let's keep paranoid, shall we? And we'll head back down and we'll see what the last two and the rest of the branch I was investigating yields. Because if nothing else, they're yielding vessels, and vessels are giving me XLib skill books, so I'll take it. And it's not that deep, of course. Some of these go way down to like almost bedrock. And to be honest, they're just not worth the effort of climbing down. I have actually got a torch, haven't I? So just because it was clear when I left doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. I'm going to pick up a load of crap, but we'll ditch that later. Good so far. I'm going to take the firewood, and I think I'm going to take the beds actually, because they're always handy. I'm also going to free up a spot by lighting this one. See, these are great, these dungeons. They've got so much good stuff in when you're building. You've got so many. Oh, they're nice. So many options that you just get from being in these things. So a bit of blasting powder, some string. Let me just destroy this. Sulfur and saltpeter. So that's basically more ore blasting bombs. Don't think there's any lore books there. Yeah, if you're playing a game where you are building a lot, these are great because they've got so many good bits and pieces in them. Plus, if nothing else, aged ashlar blocks. You know, they're. I keep on forgetting that these are not Minecraft webs, and as such, they don't completely block you off. Okay. Really nervous about these. I should be fine. I should be fine. We got a book out of it, so there you go. Didn't get a book out of that one. You can't have a book out of everyone, obviously. That's a saw blade. That has just basically said we're not going down that one. Yeah, I'm not taking on a saw blade locust. Not at this stage. Not with copper tools. Well, you are. Oh God. That was yeah. We are not going down in there. No, just no. 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 Oh, that was what I was going to say. I was tempting fate by going to say there could be a, well, there could be a bell down here. Or in fact a sawblade locust. Either would have been unpleasant. To get both, I think, was really unlucky. I don't want that. I don't really want any of that stuff. I think the rest we shall keep. You know what? We braved it. We went so far, but I am not. I mean, a saw blade and a bell? No, I'm not playing that. Not with copper spears. I might have tried it if I'd been on running bronze spears. Might have tried it if I'd been running bronze spears with a shield. But this crap, no. I think we do need to think, before we start taking on things like that, we need to think about upgrading our thing. And we really do need to actually take some time to do some iron prospecting, I think. I think iron is going to be our friend. Well, obviously, but, you know, in a sensible way, he's going to be our friend. I am not going back down there, though. And I am not playing with you. Unless, of course, you're stupid enough to play with me. What were you? The dead rock. Ugh. That is gross. Let's cut it up. What do we get? Rot and rotten leather. Alright, well. Rust and rot keeps on giving me the willies. That's a certain, and I'll be honest, that was what I installed it for, so it is the gift that keeps giving. Just wish it would stop sometimes. But yeah, I think we've kind of eliminated or exhausted this bit of the of our destination. I think we can probably move on. I need to find like places to stash the things now. We also need no, we're good. Survival point 63. Really barely worth it, to be honest. So we've got those, we've got that, we've got that, we've got that, we've got that. That bed doesn't stack. Okay. Typical. Bloody typical. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Right, I need to do some sorting then, don't I? I mean, that blue with wallpaper, I think we can just get rid. I don't know why I took it in the first place. This stuff we can stack. What else have we got? Must have more of those. Bit of that, maybe. Must have some places for some of this. Sure, didn't I put? Yeah, I did put thread in there, so that can go in there. Definitely need to sort myself out a good bit, though, don't I? Spell grain, that can stack with that. Don't know whether I've got bones anywhere. Not seeing them. So bones, bit of that. I'm not really worried about a little tiny bit of rot, to be honest. What else? Well, gears. That bed can go away. Not bothered about a bit of grass either. Okay. Well, let's pick this up and continue onwards. Let's have a look at the map. So you, I'm going to mark as done, even though technically speaking you're not done. You've done enough. That I think is a trader. We'll mark it on the map as a trader. I'm not that worried about it being a trader. I'm certainly not worried about going to see what said trader has got. I don't think there's any mileage in coming up this river fork here. But I think we're heading back. I think we are heading back. And we're going to go past the library and find another river fork. Get rid of you. So back down here, and we're going to come down and then up this river fork here, I think, and we'll see what we reveal. I'll see you when we get down there. Alright, it's getting on into the evening. We are down here near the library ruin. I'm going to have a look. I did also stop briefly to pick up this high fertility soil. I think when I stop next, or where I'm going to try and come and find a place to stop, which, yeah, this is most definitely the library. Now the question is it the library that spawns drifters at the front, or is it the library that spawns locusts at the front? Drifty boy. Oh, hello. You're a bit of a bigger fella than usual. Damn you. Well, if he's going to run away from me, I ain't going to complain. I think he was probably just the equivalent of a deep drifter, to be honest. I don't think he was a particularly big fella. It just looks big because the new model, the profound one, damage tier 2, deep. I think that's a deep, but I think the other one is a shiver that I could see running around over that side. Can't tell what he is though. Well, you know what? While he's running around over there, he's not here. And that means I can at the very least come in and snag them. And maybe... yeah. Not the loot. This is not the loot I... I think we're okay. Take that copper, take that. Law book, shovel mold, bit of carpet. We'll break that just so we... and we'll take that. I'm not going in. This is definitely... well, again, I mean, one of the possibilities in there is a bell. Another possibility in there is something I don't want to find out what tier you are. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hello. Bye bye. Reverse. And go. Right. Let's just leave the ruin until we're a little bit better equipped. I'll continue up this river a bit and see what it's got to offer us. I mean, in terms of, I've spotted there's a little ruin there in the forest. There's a trader down there. I think there's a ruin there. I think that's probably a ruin as well. But other than that, yeah, I'm not sure. What I would really like is a decent sized boulder in the middle of the river. One of these in the middle of the river that I can shave the top off and set up home on. That would be really nice, actually. That one's too small. That one's too close to the edge. I'm going the wrong way. Let's try going the right way. And yeah, well, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, well, I slept the night away. We are here in this boulder, actually in the boulder. I decided that that was as good a place as any to sleep. We are going to continue up to, well, we've got a trader there. We're going to continue up this river, I think, which is only a little bit away from there, but it gives us the option of that fork as well. I'm not seeing anything significant. I mean, that could be something or it could be nothing, but it's also right in the middle of a forest, so I'm not that fond of forests. And all right. Yeah, and I do not know what happened there. I had to, it reset me back to a little bit down the river. I've had to do this bit again. Well, I do know, oh hello, there's a trader there. I do know what happened, and what happened is my GPU overheated. So I left it for the evening. I took the PC downstairs this morning, took out I've got a big old powerful electric air duster, disassembled it, blew out all the dust. It was quite frankly gross, so yeah. Hopefully we'll be hearing less from the fan. I have got my temperature monitor open, so that should be good. Let's go say hi to this trader and we'll continue up the river a little bit before we end this episode. I do love these traders. That's a biggie. I wouldn't mind a few hides if I could get a few, but don't really need it right now. What are you selling? Forestry skill book, digging skill book for 20 gears. I mean, that's the only thing you've got that I would want. Yeah. I've got some clay fire bricks. Let's leave him to it for now, and we'll read this. Oh, that's a folklore book. Okay, hang on. And I've read it. Bye bye. Oh no, I have now though. We also have a point into survival, don't we? So, no, meat shield. That doesn't diver, reduces healer. Steeplechaser increases your step height. Sprinter movement speed. Abundance increase. None of those sound that great. I'm going to go with that. I think that's probably the more useful one. I mean, it doesn't sound terrible. Just doesn't sound great. Hunger hasn't, to be fair, been a major issue in this playthrough. But to be honest, in any warmish or even temperate climate, you really should struggle to starve yourself to death. And I have watched, I've watched a few streams with some vintage story players, so relatively new to the game, and complaining about the fact they're starving to death all the time. But when I watch them, they sprint everywhere. And hello, you can stay over there, sir. Mr. Bear. Yeah, they're sprinting everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere. Everything is done, and there's, I think, a bit of the Minecraft mentality comes into it, where people forget, well, this is not Minecraft. This is a hardcore survival game, and food and, is going to be an issue, especially if you don't manage it. So you do have to plan. You do need to get to the point where meals are more of a thing than just snacking on crap, for want of a better. That has got to be a tree, hasn't it? It just looks really weird. It looks too symmetrical. That is kind of the idea. But anyway, let me progress us a little bit further up this river. I'll come back with where I want to stop, and we'll end the episode probably around about there. And yeah, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, we've come up here. We're just going to visit this trader. There's not a lot up the river, but I would like to go up because there's, we can take it all the way up, and then we can, I think there's a little ruin there. I have spotted off on this tributary, there's a ruin over there. So hopefully, and that kind of gives us more directions again. So I'm going to flag that as a ruin. It's probably a vanilla ruin, judging by the shape of it. And you are an artisan, which means you've probably not got a lot of anything. Oh, bat wallpaper. Oh, is that bat? Well, yeah, it is bat wallpaper. 64. Actually, that's actually a reasonable price for wallpaper if you were buying a lot. But we'll take off the red one because that's mine. That means I've visited him now. And yeah, we'll have a little photo with him, shall we? Try and get ourselves a thumbnail for this episode. Not a hugely, very short. Oi, turn up. There we go. Okay, so next episode we will we'll continue up the river a bit, and I really do need to start thinking about doing some serious prospecting, really, and getting the pro pick out on all of these areas, because I need to find better materials. Because copper spears are not going to hack it. In all honesty, bronze spears will probably not hack some of those things. We've got the armour now. What I would really like is the weaponry to go with it. So I think we need to find a spot where we settle. We'll settle down for a while. We'll plant some crops. At some point we may head back over to, if I can ever get there. I mean, we are here, so we would have to go, I mean, it's a fair old hike, but we need to go back kind of that way anyway, because, and I need to find it now, where are you? The Resonance Archive is there. Of course, I'm nowhere near ready to do that, but we can explore more around the area that way, and we can head up and check out that again and see how my crops have done up there, because that should be, there should be something grown there or died, one or the other, but there's no chance of food. I think that's that one, isn't it? No, that's one. I need base camp 2 then, don't I? That FOB Alpha. I don't even need to go that far. I need to be here. So that's not actually too bad. We can get back to Alpha anytime and tackle that. But for now, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Until then, bye for now.